It's Saturday, July 23rd, and at the beginning of Thursday night's J6 committee meeting, Chairman Benny Thompson told the nation that the committee will reconvene in September to continue laying out our findings to the American people. Now, this just means they're taking a recess from televising the meetings. It does not mean that they are taking a recess. So we have to understand that they will continue to work behind the scenes. And I think that's what they have to do. They cannot let up. And September is getting close to the elections that were going to take place in November. And this thing has to be locked up and charges have to be filed. We all know that the panel cannot bring legal charges against Trump. But its central mission, which is proceeding at a dynamite pace, although it seems very slow to me, they have uncovered many things. And that has been their job. Their job has been to uncover the full scope of Trump's unprecedented, and by unprecedented, it is something that has never been seen before in this country, his unprecedented attempt to stop the transfer of power. So while the committee cannot bring those charges, they can supply the information to the Department of Justice. And they can let the Department of Justice do their thing. So in Thursday's meeting, they demonstrated exactly what President Trump was doing for 187 minutes while the riot was unfolding. He had many opportunities to call in the National Guard or the police or to get help of any kind to stop this riot. But he chose to ignore it. He chose to talk nicely to the rioters. He did not make a single call to any law enforcement or national security official. And that was the testimony that was given by people who were close to the scene. Right? These were not people who were bystanders. These were people who worked at the White House who gave this information. And if you listened and saw the tweets that Trump put out that particular day, you can see that he was encouraging the rioters to continue on their devastation in the Capitol, calling them good people, saying he loved them, instead of saying, get out of there, leave now. That did not come out of his mouth at all. He continued to rant about the fraud that had been perpetrated upon him and upon the nation. At 11:20 a.m. that morning, Trump spoke to Pence about negating the Electoral College. And Pence said he would not do it. He could not and he would not. And we know that when the crowd yelled, hang Pence, Trump agreed with them. And he told the guards to take the metal detectors away because he said, the crowd's not going to hurt me. And he was referring to the fact that many of those people were armed. At 2 p.m., Cipollone, Trump's lawyer, the White House counsel, tells Mark Meadows that Trump needs to take action to stop the riot, that something needs to be done while people are going to die. But that's ignored. And again, later on at around 2:15, Cipollone again tells Meadows that Trump should intervene. And Meadows tells Cipollone Trump doesn't want to do anything. At 2:24, Trump criticizes Pence for not doing what he wants in a tweet. At 2:28, Marjorie Taylor Greene, a staunch Trump supporter, calls and says, tell the president to calm people down. And we know none of that worked. 2, Laura Ingraham, the Fox News commentator, who was a big promoter of Trump, said the president needs to tell the people in the Capitol to go home. That's what she texts to Mark Meadows. At 2:38, Trump tweets, stay peace. Now, what good is that going to do? He's tweeting and they're at the Capitol. You think that these people are at the Capitol with their cell phones looking at tweets? That's insane. At 2:53, Donald Trump Jr. texts Mark Meadows. He's got to condemn this shit ASAP. At around 3 o'clock, the Trump White House staff drafted a memo for Trump to tell the crowd to go home. That memo was never released. Then Reince Priebus, Trump's former chief of staff, texts Meadows to tell them to go home. But nothing that didn't happen either. There were more tweets from Ivanka Trump and Sean Hannity and Trump Jr. again, all texting Trump to do something to tell the crowd to go home, but Trump does nothing. At 4:15, Biden delivers a televised address calling the Capitol attack bordering on sedition and calling Trump to tell his supporters to put an end to this siege. Out a video where he tells the rioter that you have to go home now, but he praises them and repeats the lie that the 2020 election was stolen. Then at 6:01 p.m., Trump tweets, "These are the things and events that happen when a sacred landslide election victory is so unceremoniously and viciously stripped away from great patriots." So he never gave up the ghost. And that's the events that the committee went through on Thursday night. And in my mind, Trump is definitely guilty of dereliction of duty and probably many worse things, ending with what I would consider treason. And treason carries a long sentence. So if I was Trump, I would be planning to move somewhere where he can't be extradited. And there are many countries around the world where that's true. But that's what the committee has uncovered. And they had better get their act together and quickly supply the Justice Department with the information they need to go towards a conviction. Because the election of 2022 is critical, will be critical in this country. And I think the Democrats may be hoping that this expose will turn the tables on the Republican candidates. But I am not so sure that will work. So my advice is get this information to the DOJ as fast as you can. And that's it for today, and I'll see you in the morning. Bye.